Welcome to BigBossBattle.com. My name is Removal Sanity, and today I am looking at Claybook from developer Second Order, and this is on the Xbox One X. So what is Claybook? Claybook is a physics-based game where the entire world has been made entirely of clay. Everything acts like it is made of clay. Every inch of the environment can be shaped and molded. It has a matter to it. It's not just like an outer shell. So everything reacts as if it has been made completely out of clay. Now, just like its PC brethren, this game is in the Xbox One's preview program and is classified as an early access game, so please do remember that. The developers have stated that they intend to evolve the early access with more content, more features, and a vast selection of improvements. That said, right now the game comes with two books, which are effectively two large selections of levels. The first chapter is 10 levels, the second chapter is 7, and it also comes with its own level creator as well, which you can actually store and share with the Xbox One community. The game also allows you to play co-op with a buddy in split screen, then up to about 4 players. So what is the premise of the game? Well, you possess clay blobs, and these can morph into a variety of different shapes in order to overcome the tricky terrain and particular challenges set out for you. Now, each shape has its own strength and weakness, and some of the morphs even have special abilities. So let's talk about the gameplay. The gameplay here is so fun and absolutely addictive. This really did bring me back to my childhood when I used to play with clay. It is fantastic. The real use of real-time deformation physics is amazing. It is stunning the way the game reacts. Everything feels perfect. It really does. The clay water is superb. Everything here is amazing, and the physics react so well. This is the sort of thing you'd see a tech demo trying to show off, and we'd all try and clamber for and try and play with. The gameplay here is really, really fun, and I have spent a good selection of hours just messing around and being silly with this game. The game's 16 levels are perfect in showing you how crazy this game is and how you can mold the game to suit your needs. It really does highlight what you can actually do with this game. As you progress through the levels, the challenges do get a lot tougher, and you are expected to think outside the clay box, as if it were. However, to progress on to the next level, the only thing you need to do is achieve a 50% rating, which this is quite good as well, because you may find some of the puzzles a little bit problematic, but overall I'm sure you'll find them incredibly enjoyable. Now, if you rush through and don't want to get a 3-star rating on each of the levels, you could probably finish the levels within about 7 to 8 hours. However, as I said previously, besides these levels, there is also a level creator, and this is also amazing. The simplicity of the creator is fantastic. You can manipulate and drop down any variety of objects on the world you wish to create, and then you can then turn it on and play with the real game physics straight from the off. This is itself another highly addictive and fun mode to have with this already fun game. The game's control system is highly simplistic with minimal button pushes, which allows you to focus solely on the actual gameplay and the real world physics. There was only one issue I had with the control system, and that was the in-game camera. Now the camera is tied to your right analog stick by pushing it down, so as you're playing sometimes you'll get a bit overzealous, press the wrong button, and the game will then flip between its three individual settings, which is far away, mid-range and very close up. Also, the camera doesn't actually have a hit detection system, so numerous times I'd spin the camera and then find myself inside a piece of scenery. But as I said, this is an early access game, so I expect this to probably end up being patched before it is fully released. And this leads me on to the graphics. Now the game is on Xbox One and Xbox One X, with the Xbox One X having the usual bells and whistles of UHD and enhanced graphics. Currently right now though, I do feel the game does seem a little washed out for some reason. It doesn't pop right yet, but again, this is something that can probably end up being patched, and it is early access. That said, the game's visuals are really beautiful and crisp and clear. I just didn't find them as visually popping out yet, but there is something so beautiful about the game that you will end up just being enamored by its visual style anyway. And to be honest with you, if this was the end result, I'm not too fussed. It gave me a nice warm feeling to it wherever I was playing. Now I have to give the devs a hearty clap on the back for one particular option, and that is adding a frame rate counter to the game. This is fantastic for reviewers like myself who don't have the money to spend buying particular software to actually capture this. This allowed me to keep an eye on the frame rate and keep an eye at the most intricate and challenging levels. So I can say heartily, using the game's in-game frame rate counter, that this game hits 60 frames per second 99% of the time. It does seem it's an uncapped frame rate, and in some cases it would flick over the 60 frames per second. So what about the sound? Well, the game has a beautiful bubbly orchestral soundtracks that will keep you entertained and keep you smiling throughout the levels and modes you wish to choose. The actual little individual sounds are clear and crisp and really lend itself well to the gameplay in essence. I had no issues in terms of hearing it through a TV sound system or in fact a headset. Both worked exceptionally well and were crisp and clear for the game. This sounded beautiful and didn't distract from the game's main feature, which is obviously the gameplay. So now that's all said and done, what is my verdict for Claybook on the Xbox One X? This game is a 100% recommendation from myself and a big thumbs up, and this is for the following reasons. This is suitable for children and adults alike, and if you are into your physics-based games, this is going to be perfect for you. The game is currently out on Xbox for £12 or $15, and the amount of time that you're going to be messing around and just playing with this game, I think it is really worth the value. The game's deformation physics are truly a sight to behold, and I would recommend anyone even just to try the free trial, as I'm sure you will end up playing silly buggers with it and smiling from ear to ear. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we do hope you have enjoyed this review. Please do comment, as we do like to hear your thoughts, and until next time, have a great time gaming.